All right, this is E for MarketWizards.com and eMiniWizard.com. Quick update and a video for our traders and a reminder to use risk capital you can afford to lose. If you're playing this game, it's about 3 o'clock-ish on the 17th of January. All right, we've got a risk on event right now where we've had a huge upthrust. First leg back, you're going to look at that 35.5 target. And then obviously I'd posted the 25.75, this 26 area. That would be a retest of the breakout. And that would be your second target as support if you're coming backwards. And usually once we get an upthrust, what you're looking for is let that market play out. You've got to give it some time for news and then look for the retracement move. And if you're nimble, you can probably just as easy be patient if you step out. I'd say our target was that 37.5, 38 area, and make sure you're paid. And so if you step out, then just relax, let it move a bit, and then do your understanding, your calculations of what you think is going on. I immediately recognize that as the probable target for several reasons, and those will be explained further in the room. But in case this goes public, I'll keep a few of those ideas to ourselves. but it was clearly a target that showed up based on our system. And at that point, so the best thing to do is just pick a 2 or 3 point stop zone and say, okay, 48 resistance if you're shorting that 45 zone. And obviously, if you got stopped out along the way, then you're trying to get your capital back. But we had made it clear we thought that there was trapped shorts and probably would take out that 26 and try to get to those 32s before done. So let me go throw another chart on. All right, so we're looking at now that breakout trade, and it is a nasty day anytime you take out the previous day's range, both sides, short and long. So we can see the tails forming above 40 and probably got a new range to negotiate right now. And certainly this support in here, previous support would be the breakout at 26. Scene of the crime has got to be this 21 area. Remember how I had said before this 21 I thought was going to become a potential support? and that did. So if you're looking at this chart right here, right, here was our squeezer, in the 5-minute chart, just bang, starts to go. 32s, yes. And nobody knows how high once we get a news event like this, but the work that I just showed you shows you how you can figure that out fairly quickly. So currently right now, longs, I've got the shorts still on the hook. I'm looking at the chart that we had said earlier today would be a chart that we wanted to follow. This is your 5-minute chart. Just look how good this thing has worked today. Okay, and anybody that's coming backwards, reminder, this 26 was a breakout area, so you have to be paid ahead of that if you don't want to get squeezed back some. And you may leave some on the table, who knows. Bottom of this bar is support until broken. That is the scene of the crime at 21. So right here, we want to make sure we're paid coming in to that 28 to 30 area, just above so you don't get squeezed. But to target second support is a retest right here at 25.75, 26 area. Okay, and scene of the crime. Very important, and that is the low of that bar, because a retest will be 21. And this is how we can figure out where this second support target comes in at 25.75 retest. I'm telling you, this Ewidget is as good as it gets. Can't do this stuff fast enough with your spreadsheets, but this stuff does it. Bingo, right there. Anybody short, you got to be paid. Trailer if you want, up to you. But typically this is going to be the target that I want to see hit. And way that's buying, you've got to use stop 21. Lower that bar for a retracement of this leg coming down. So that's our big support right now. The first one here, you got to get through, and once it does, it opens this box up. Powerful day. I have not even used my spreadsheets right now to clean all this up. I'm just reacting to the widget, and it's a good one. Thank you, James. And once we get a solid thrust without any support built up, then we can come through any portion of that, because it's very fast move, and now we've got a very fast move down. And the point of what I'm trying to share with you guys is Symmetry. Usually we can find it and will help us with our trading. So look at how that 21 stands out as a support idea right now. Okay, and now you can go back and use this chart to help you see potential resistance zones and support zones. So we know this is our next support zone. We know this is the fighting zone at 32 target we had talked about. And obviously up here, then the next resistance zone for now. And you can't use angels and demons because these bars are much too long. And this is a retest of that prior area. So normally first time back in a pullback, you want to think that you have to take profits, and that should cause a bounce. And then subsequently, if we get any other contra rotations, then they can come down to test the low of that and even lower. But the aggressive trades are already done. And instead of complaining about missing this move, I left something on the table, you keep your wits about you. And when all the traders are scratching your head, you just say, okay, 3 points of risk. Come on, 48, stop. You just have to react. Can't sit there and plod along and hit your calculators and all that. It just doesn't work. By the time you get through doing that, the market's moved 20 points. And this is a reaction to this swing this way. And that 32 target that we had talked about, the 35, 34 area, that's the key right now. And when you come into rising moving averages, still got to respect them. And then with these type moves, you can get crazy ideas because you just never know. Look at the size of these bars. So OTF is doing their thing right now. But if we have these type bars and you came through this area, then you won't believe how far you can come the other way in these type swings. So we picked the right support earlier. All right. So that's our support bar. Worked like a charm. Nobody can predict this stuff, but once it gets in motion, try to adjust and try to understand what they're doing and where their targets are. And if you blow out these ideas here, then you have to make your adjustments. So we already know up above that 37, that was already above this. So now you go and you change this according to the rules. So this model now has been adjusted because we know that we can exceed the boundaries of the current range using the weekly, and this is how we adjust for it. So now it tells us that this is our flipper. Remember that 18 area, that 17? I said I think that 18 is support right in there. So that's true. That's holding true to the rules that we use. And then we start back up in here. Now as the beginning of the extension area just above. And obviously the 27 area is now a flipper. And 7, big support for now. Back down here. So box has been rejected. Box is testing this. So this is our fighting box, and this is theoretically now our support box. And this is the fighting zone right here. So call it obviously 27 to the 37. And that's how we get a look at how markets can oscillate. And I hope you guys stay out of trouble with these type of moves, because if you think that these type of moves can't happen, you're wrong. There can be 20 to 30 to 40 point swings in a blink of an eye with the big boys. And that's where you get in trouble if you're going against it and you average in against it. And you make one day like that and no discipline and it's lights out. Okay, so that's the adjustment for that. And that's the weekly. That's the OTF. Now we've got a reset on the yearly and look at where the 19.25 is. So this is our big support now. Got to get back under that 19.5. So now we have stretched the inchworm yet again. And this chart, helpful. Got a 3-box move backwards. Going back to retest our prior resistance. And then obviously this 25 target. Down here is our support box, fighting box, resistance box. Let's make our snowman. Right? That's what we've got for now, step by step. Now today there's a lot of energy used. And bottom line, we can go through when we get this type of a swing, we can get big swings. You have to understand that this whole area up here has been done so fast, it will need re-auctioning. But while it's being abandoned, then we can come back, and if and when we find support in here, then we can bounce again and come all the way back up through any of this. So this will be treacherous trading tomorrow, probably. So for now, that's all we know is in today's range. That's what we've got. And let's take one more peek over here at this chart. So this is our fighting box, this is our resistance box, and this is our support box. Step by step. So anybody that's come back into the 20s, good fortune now. Anything we got left, we got an hour to go. And we've got a little profit-taking idea coming on here, and more than anything else. Fast profits, grab them. Come back. And I think 32 at some point is going to become pivotal, just personally, because it's such a big idea. Let's follow up on that. Remember, we said 32. 32 is the halfway back in last year's range. So it's achieved, and then bang. So quick profits being taken, inconclusive of what's happening from here as we know, but we do know the game is try to take something out of the swings the best we can. And right now we've been able to do that if you were able to react at that 45. Hope this video helps. I'll make this available later.